Hey everybody, today I'll be talking about a veteran build of mine, which I've been using for a long time and been quite happy so far, and then I decided to share it with other people. Let's check the weapons first, and the curios. I preferably go with 2 max health and then 1 wound just in case, because my playstyle could be dangerous sometimes, so to speak. And then I just require that additional 1 wound. But if you play careful, I guess you could just change it with health curio instead. And my favorite ones are, as you can see, combat ability regeneration as perks, and then stamina regeneration. Well, some gunner resistance here and there would be useful too, but I guess I'm kind of used to having like gunners evaporating my entire toughness, so I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, as my melee weapon, I definitely go with combat axes all the time. All the time. They're just like super nice. And extremely underrated too, honestly. And for the perks, naturally, I have unyielding enemies and then flak armor. Well, there's Decimator there. I'm personally not really fond of that blessing, but I sadly have to select unyielding enemies because I need to like kill the bosses very quickly. So I kind of have to lock that out and then have the brutal momentum instead. Well, it's something I guess, but head taker would have been much better. So you could just have brutal momentum and then head taker. As for the range, I have Countrail 1A. Last gun. Well, given you have these mentioned blessings there, Deadly Accurate and Headhunter, in terms of DPS, like this is quite superior among all the last guns. Like people tend to use Mark 12, but I believe that in terms of DPS, 1A is much superior, given you have these blessings. Okay, let's talk about the most important part, the talent tree. Well, I used to go through left path here, but kind of like decided to go this way because I truly don't need that additional damage, as I'm just mainly melee focused. Everything I've selected in this talent tree has its purpose, literally. None of the talent tree points here or nodes been taken just randomly. Everything in here has purpose. And I'll explain one by one so that you will understand. Instead of copying and pasting from the mods on the internet, you should just understand why you're doing that and why you're selecting that particular node. Well, for the toughness here, it's quite important because when you're rushing towards the enemies, let's say, if you have like quite a lot of toughness, it would be good to not have it reduced, if you know what I'm saying, because you'll be running towards gunners all the time, and then toughness is quite important, as you can understand. Well, confirmed kill is what we need the most, truly. I think it's fair to say it's quite an underrated node to have, because when you're killing a gunner, or any kind of enemy, let's say, as it says, elite or specialist enemy, it just replenishes instantly and then like slowly replenishes it gradually. And then when you kill another enemy, it just stacks. And then when you have the golden toughness on you, and when it gets reduced, when you're literally next to the enemies, it just replenishes it non-stop, which is quite powerful, really. And then frag grenade. Well, why not crack grenade, you might say? Well, it's easy. I just truly enjoy throwing it all the time, like 3 of them all the time, when I get ambushed by maulers and the crushers. Like when I get about 5 or 10 maulers and crushers, sometimes I just use it all the time, all of them, and then just watch them bleed quickly, and then they die too, which is pretty neat. Of course, another useful one, survivalist. Please, whatever you do, never go without survivalist as a veteran. Your existence in the team literally helps the other teammates. Like think about the Ogrins, poor sad big guys with 20 maximum capacity of weapons. You gotta help them out, dude. Don't ever go with these, or never talk to me again, literally. Okay, well, as you can see, I have the regeneration one, so I can never take grenades Voice of command. Another one which I've said similarly to survivalists. Never take these two, like infiltrate or executioner stance. Well, as a veteran, you already have additional damage for the range. Why would you even require the executioner stance anyways? It's just so beyond me, man. Compared to the benefits of voice of command, it's just extremely busted and like hard to understand, really. Like, why would you choose something else besides voice of command? Truly. Okay, never mind. I got these path here. Well, I'd like to talk with these one first. As you'll be dodging very often when you're frontliner in the team, when you're clearing the horde, it's truly nice to have some additional additional critical hit chances when you're just fighting with the crowd. You can just easily evaporate them with the brutal momentum of your axe. Truly nice to have. And then we'll have this one here. Not really that good, honestly, but I guess it's something. I had to select that one because we need that one here. Melee attack speed. And instead of going this way, I just went through here to have the toughness because it's not really that like efficient to have this because you have axe. Now, if you have the blade, that may change because you'll be dealing a lot of critical hits with the knife. But with the combat axe, that's not the case, sadly. Of course, I have this one here. And then Iron Will. Never go without Iron Will either. Just trust me on that. It's extremely busted too. And this one too. When you're playing Maelstrom mostly, it's just so satisfying to get your grenades literally replenished easily. It might say 5%, but trust me on that. It feels much better. Like it might look awful, 5%, but just trust me on that. You'll replenish it just left and right throughout the level. Additional rending for the melee for my combat axe. And of course, as we'll be mostly dealing tremendous damage to the bosses, we have to bring it down too. And for the keystone, for my veteran build, would be focus target. Now, the only downside of having this keystone would be having to unnecessarily tag everything alongside the level, which would be annoying for the teammates, but if you have the mod called less annoying pings, that should replace the tagging enemy sound with something else, which would be, I guess, beneficial for all of us. I got all three of them because I just like the idea of having them all. And I got target down too, which is quite essential, I'd say, because when you tag the enemy, you could just replenish your toughness depending on how many stacks of focus target you have. Yeah, that's it really. That's all. I just want to show you how powerful it is when fighting with the bosses. Just a sec. Okay. Oops. Alright. Okay. Let's talk with let's fight with the where are ya? Ogrins. Here we go. Yes, as you can see, it's quite powerful. And when you're fighting with the weaker monstrosity chance Maelstrom modifier, it can be quite easy to deal with them. Well, I'd like to also mention the Beast of Nurgle too. It's quite powerful on the Beast of Nurgle as well. Let me find it. Oops, not that one. Okay. Did I pass it? There we go. So, just mainly backstabs, but still. Like, this is when the Beast of Nurgle is focusing on another target, and then I'm just easily able to slash it. And as you can see, it's just nuts, to say the least. And it's the same case with the las guns as well. I got the 25% unyielding damage and then the critical hit chances. Now, okay, I just realized something. I just want to mention something else. I used to have these ones to like go with the left pad as well. Like I would go from here and then here, here, and then here, of course, these two. But as I'm mainly focusing on melee, I don't really like find the necessity to go with the like additional ammo and the range focus department, because I just realized I kind of never ran out of ammo in a match because of the survivalist, and as I said, I just mainly focus on melee. Well, it might not deal that powerful damage compared to some other weapons, because I couldn't take those other nodes which would give me additional damage. For instance, the one that gives me 20% range damage depending on how far the target is. I guess we've just dealt enough damage though, like it might not be much, but still it's something. And then when it comes to the gunners, for instance, I want to show you something else as well. Where are you, scap gunners? Just a sec. Not that one. Scap gunners, there we go. Okay. Well, as you can see, they're attacking quite furiously, to say the least. And then I'm just tagging, and then just notice I'm not like have my toughness reduced. It's quite powerful against them. Oops. Yeah, when it's the range modifier, for instance, you could just get to do that instead of ranging them. Or I guess you could just range them too. They die with 2 shots. Well, almost 2 shots if I managed to aim properly. Well, that was 3. Well, you get the idea. The same goes for the Reapers too. Reapers... where was it? Oh, Green Gunner. Like, I'd say about 3 or 4 shots, they just die quickly. So you could easily just gun them in the distance. Well, if you prefer, you could have the plasma gun as well. It's not like a necessity to go without plasma gun, but it's just my personal preference. If it's the scab enemy modifier, you could just go with the plasma gun. But that ammo amount would be troublesome. I'll be honest with you. You'll have to mostly scavenge for the ammos throughout the level if you don't have that 25% ammo. But still, it's doable, really. Trust me on that. If you still mainly focus on your melee, it's still feasible to go with the plasma gun without that 25%. What's that called? Without that 25% node here. Okay, well, that's basically it, really. I'll also record a playthrough with this build, and then you'll see how awesome it is. Well, thank you for watching, and then I hope you'll enjoy my interesting veteran build. I'd say is one of the most powerful builds out there, honestly, because I've been scoring some insane scores with that in terms of damage, kill amounts, and that kind of thing. Yeah, enjoy with the build, buddy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next build and the next gameplay. Bye bye.